Welcome back, Snarkers. I am Tracy. Welcome to Reality Snark, where the only thing we ask is that if you enjoy our content, you simply like and subscribe. Costs you nothing, and it makes so much easier for us here. So today we're going to be discussing Season 2, Episode 3, The Price of Polygamy. And in this episode, Kody is taking Janelle camping for her birthday. Camping. Now, I know there are a lot of people who love camping and enjoy camping. I'm not one of those people. I think if my husband ever suggested that we go camping for my birthday, he might not like what occurred after that. But I guess they like camping. They seem to do a lot of it. I think it's just because Kody's cheap. There was a great episode of the sitcom The Middle where they thought back to their honeymoon where they went camping. Yeah, it was as bad as it sounds. So, in this episode, we see a lot about Kody and his ways. He's very impatient. He wants everything and he wants it now. And he wants to be in charge. He wants all the attention. When Janelle is packing for their trip, it's taking too long in his opinion. And he's like, we don't want to take all this. We'll just buy new stuff. And, apparently he thinks the stuff they have isn't good enough for their camping trip. And Janelle, always the sage one when it comes to money matters, says, no, what we have is fine. We'll take these sleeping bags. We'll take these quilts. We'll take these sheets. It's going to be fine. I promise you. Let's just take what we have. And one thing and another, she manages to convince him of this. And when they get there to the campsite, he looks at her and says, you know how to set this tent up? It's her birthday. You're taking her camping. And you want her to set up the tent. For a guy who always talks about how manly he is and how important it is to him to be manly, it's not very manly to ask your wife to set up the tent. I'm just saying. And he aggravates Janelle. She doesn't like PDA. He has said many times, and she has said that she's not into public displays of affection. And yet he insists on getting all up in her space and rubbing on her and kissing on her and hugging on her while there's cameras on her. She doesn't want that. She has said many times that she prefers to be she prefers to be intimate in private. Is that so hard? And Kody just comes across as very immature and lazy to me. Very lazy. Janelle is packing. Okay, lazy. Christine, when he goes to tell her goodbye, is changing Truly's diaper. And as soon as he sees that, he's like, oh, goodbye, from across the room and takes off. Like, God forbid he's in the room with a dirty diaper. He who has fathered, 13 kids at this point? Any man who is squeamish about changing diapers or females' bodily functions for that matter certainly doesn't deserve to have 4 wives and 13 kids. Because if you're a real man, those things don't make you squeamish. You buck up and you handle it because you're a man. So there's that. And I also think that he is lazy in that he wants all these kids, but he doesn't seem all that interested in doing anything with them other than when they're little babies and he can hold them and say, look, I made this, isn't it cute? And when they're little toddlers and he can tell them what to do, he's all about that. But when they get to the age where they need things from him, where they want to have conversations with him, or they want his attention, you can forget it. The only time he seems interested in his children is when he wants to do something with them, when it's his idea, when he's in charge. That's when he wants to do things with his kids. And I just don't get it. I mean, sure, no parent is perfect. I know there are times when my son wants things from me that I'm just too tired to deal with, but I'm still there. And most of the time, tired or not, I'm at least going to try and get in there and give him whatever he needs, be it his attention or to read to him or to do some activity. When you have kids, that's part of the deal. So why does someone who has all these children just want nothing to do with it? I don't know. And while they're on their camping trip, they cut to a talking head of Kody and Janelle on the couch, and she says, I think that all of our children believe that their mother is actually the favorite, because when he's with you, he gives his undivided attention, and he treats you like you're the most beautiful, amazing woman in the world. Fair enough. And I hope he did do that for all the years that Christine and Janelle and even Mary were having these children and doing things for him. I'm glad that he made that effort back then, even if it was for a little while. But I do think that's probably one of the reasons that Janelle's boys are so angry with him. They grew up watching him treat their mother well, and then all of a sudden he gets this new younger wife and just starts to ignore their mother, just starts to ignore them. He gets all wrapped up in his adopted kids, and he gets all wrapped up in the babies he has with Robin, and ignores their mother and ignores them. And yet he just seems befuddled, that the Kody-ism where he's just like, I don't understand, or, they're wrong. How are they wrong when they're your children and you're not putting anything into the relationship with them? And I don't care what you say. Your kids need you just as much when they're teenagers. They need you just as much when they're young adults. Children grow up and they want to be able to have their father. They want to talk to their father. They want to get advice from their father. And they're not getting that. And it makes them angry. And these are young men. And it seems to me that they're growing up to be good men because they don't like how you're treating their mother. They think it's BS. As does, I'm pretty sure, all of the world who watches this show. It strikes me in this episode how Christine and Janelle really kept this family afloat for a long time. Janelle was always one who worked and brought in a healthy income. And she was good at doing the family budget, making sure the bills got paid, making sure the money got spread around properly. And Christine kept the family afloat by taking care of all of the children, budgeting, couponing, grocery shopping, stocking their pantry, making sure that there was enough. That's amazing. And what did Mary do? She collected antiques and bossed around her one kid and didn't want kids climbing all over her nice furniture. And what did Robin do? Robin brought her debt and her kids and then brought more kids. Oh, and she took away the father and the husband. That's what Robin did. That's her contribution. Robin saw how everyone loved Christine. She saw how Christine is this bubbly, sunshiny person who is so good with the kids and so patient and loving. And people are just drawn to Christine. She's one of those women that just has that charisma and that maternal instinct just emanating from her. And Robin thought, that's what I want. She wanted to be the favorite wife, not only to Kody, but to the television audience. She wanted to be just like Christine and stay home and take care of the kids. Problem is, she didn't have the patience for the children, and she certainly didn't have Christine's sunny disposition. But I think what Robin really thought was, in addition to this making her popular, she wouldn't have to really work, because Robin ain't working. So, there's that. I also noticed in this episode that whenever the camera is filming the family doing things, that Robin is always looking right into the camera to make sure they're getting her. I've seen that woman make eyes with the camera so many times, and we're only in, the beginning of the second season? Yeah. We see you, Robin. And if you are struggling with your mental health, I urge you to call 988 and reach out. There's someone to talk to you because you are needed. You are necessary and you are loved. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.